Hey there to all you wonderful people out there and to everyone else who are tuning in, podcasting from Ontario, California. Welcome to Fractured Poet, a podcast for all of you poetically insane individuals who love getting lost in the art of poetry. I am your host, Katrina Wisniewski, just another person in the world, obsessed with words, striving to make sense of it all. All right, so this episode is somewhat of a continuation topic from the show before, which is poetry summarizing my personal thoughts on life. There's not really much to say about this first one, other than I kind of related to a so-called card game. This is 52 card pickup. Ever wonder how life can relate to a game of 52 card pickup? One moment you're in control, everything is in its place, and the next thing you know, your life is falling apart. Life has suddenly become someone else's freeze frame. As you're left to question what the hell just happened, as you watch the deck disappear, cards flying this way and that way. Once the damage is done, you are obligated to put the deck back together. Just another game of 52 card pickup. As I wrote this episode, after picking out the poems I wanted to use, I found myself rewriting this poem. So this poem does have some last minute adjustments. Hopefully it made sense to those who are listening. If I remember correctly, I wrote this poem after playing a few one-player card games of Speed, if anyone knows that card game. And it dawned on me when the first time I was introduced to 52 card pickup. I thought it was an actual game, like an actual card game. How wrong I was on that one. Someone had asked me if I wanted to play, and of course I said yes. And the next thing I know, I am looking at an entire deck of cards flying at me, landing all over the floor. So, anyway, thinking about that game while playing a game of Speed, it made me think about how life itself really does, at least for me anyway, relate to a game of 52 card pickup. Just when you think you have life figured out and things are supposedly in order, someone or something is always there to show you different. And the next thing you know, your life is in pieces and left to be put back together somehow. That was my way of thinking, or my thought process, while putting this poem together. Don't really know how relevant it is, but I know it had some relevance for me at the time. And this last poem is very short, 3 lines to be exact, but it's another lifer. Here is lesson learned. It is something we all must learn. Such a harsh reality. Not all of us were born to live. I'm not entirely sure why or what I meant to say when I wrote this poem. I suppose there can be many meanings behind it. Don't even really know what I was thinking about when I thought out this poem. But every once in a while, we come across an individual and just know that they're not living their life the way that they should be. I guess that's what I meant by the ending, not all of us were born to live. For example, some people tend to concentrate on making other people's lives miserable by being miserable themselves. I believe I have mentioned it in previous episodes, but sometimes I don't even know where some of my poems come from. I don't necessarily know their meanings or definitions. I don't always have specific emotions, thoughts, or feelings in relation to the poems that I just wrote. They're just words that come out together at one given time. I know that sounds a little weird, at least to me. But that's just how I write my poetry. It's a coping mechanism. I don't know, just words pop out. And I, I mean, that's the only way I can explain it. It rolls out and I have to adapt to it. But that concludes the show. And to those of you who are always tuning in, and even those who are just joining in, I hope you liked what you heard and tune in next time. You can catch this episode and future episodes at anchor.fm/fractured poet. This episode of Fractured Poet was written and produced by me, Katrina Wisniewski. Music by both Alternative Rock Volume 1 and Rock Electronica Volume 4 on a website called freeplaymusic.com. You can also follow me on Instagram at Fractured Poet. And as always, thanks for listening, and until next time.